So I want to get us back to your journey, right? You spoke to your grandfather after you took that test. You spoke to him to see if he had any insights about origins of that kind of thing. He told you the stories about your father when you were 4. You went back and you had to go back and you had to dig in there so you could start to quantify the damage that was done. Because we can't fix it until we know what was damaged, what was broken. So you went to work on that. And what does the process look like from there?
From there, I saw a therapist on several occasions.
Wait, time out. Hold on. You can't just toss that out. You know, at the time you saw a therapist, you know, it wasn't fashionable.
No.
Right. People say, listen, we got God. We got Jesus. Just go pray about it. You don't need no therapist. What you doing? God is more than enough.
Man, I ain't had time for that foolishness. I've been broken so long, man. I couldn't care less what somebody thought about what I was doing, man. Yeah. Remember, I walk around with a knife in my pocket. I didn't care, man. But because it was all about being healed at that time. That was so much more important than people's perceptions. So much more important than my own fears. I was ready at that point. I'd had enough. I'd had enough, man. I'm tired of living that way. I was tired of those results. I was tired of feeling that way, and I wasn't going to put up with it.
Yeah. Lovely. So you went to your therapist?
And the therapist essentially told me, that we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about it, and you're going to lead these discussions, and you're going to tell me how, and you're going to chart the course for your own healing. So, intermittently, I've done that ever since. I've been involved in, I got involved in the counseling ministry at church. I got certified as a Christian counselor. Many different things, on the journey from that. I've became certified as a domestic violence counselor. All of those things. And I've rode myself hard about all the things that have come out of that in terms of discovery about myself. And I prayerfully, I think I've improved somewhat, but I got a long way to go. So
I'm gonna ask you this, Doc. Of course, we got a long way to go. There's no finish line. There's no end zone. This is not a sprint where we're gonna run across the tape and we've made it. No, this journey is perpetual, because the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. I was too dumb to know that I didn't know nothing. How dumb is that? And listen, I was so dumb, I spoke like I knew everything.
Right.
Got a witness.
And when you're that dumb, it can't be you. It's got to be everyone else.
It's them.
Right?
The whole world. They all jacked up. I'm the only one know how this works. I'm the only one know how this goes.
I think there's a term biblically that's used, a strong delusion. That many of us operate under this strong delusion.
Man, listen, that strong delusion, these guys know me. I don't proselytize, but there's no question about where my faith and my allegiance lies. And there's several places in scripture where the concept of a strong delusion is repeated. There's passage where there says there's scales on our eyes, right? That we see a world now that we really don't see clearly. We don't know we have scales. And so we're looking at things through this perverted perspective. And so what we see is a function of what we expect to see. And it's that kind of delusion. We delude ourselves, right? And so, I cannot be more proud of a man taking on that task himself.